I already did.
Go ahead and start your intro.
It's the intro.
Huh? Bruh.
That's going to fall. If you made it to this channel, then obviously you are trying to either escape what's going on, or you just have not found that home that you feel is home within you. So, we are the Thomases. I'm Cherae,
I'm Kendall.
and we moved abroad with our family of 5 at the time, and we are now a family of 6. Stay tuned to see how we got to 6.
Hey, how you doing, little mama? Let me whisper in your ear. Tell you something that you might like to hear.
But I'm pretty sure they can figure it out.
Right. Why Costa Rica? When Cherae and I were looking for a place to just breeze out back in 2021, COVID had everything pretty much locked down in terms of the feeling of freedom, and we knew we wanted to just breathe. And so Costa Rica ended up being one of those places. And we stayed here for a month in Tamarindo. Fast forward to 2023.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2023.
Yeah.
When we decided, you know what, we want to get the hell out of the U.S.
And one thing about us, if we have not learned anything else, it is to follow the signs, trust our heart. Essentially, everything will fall into place. The alignment will be there. And with that being said, on a road trip, just randomly in no specific order, just like what you're doing right now, which is researching, essentially trying to get yourself to a place of comfortability. We did the same thing. The video we came across, number 1 places to go to.
Costa Rica. And it did say, of course, not in a particular order, but it was just happened to be Costa Rica was the first one that it listed amongst the I want to say like the other 9 countries.
For us, that was definitely a sign, because when we stumbled upon this gem, we never knew anything about Costa Rica. We didn't have it on our bucket list. It was just something that we needed to go to restart, refresh, really take it back to the simple things and the simple life. That is what this place provided to us. Now, whether you are looking to move abroad to Costa Rica or Belize or Thailand, wherever these wonderful places that's calling to you, all we can say together is trust that calling. Trust it and step into faith and step into the unknown. You'd be surprised the beautiful life that will turn out for you. The biggest factors for people are going to vary based on what you have going on in your life. You know, you could be a solo traveler, you could be a traveler with family. For us, we are a family of 6. The factors were very important in regards to how are children going to take this, or, you know, we know, but can we really explain and express it to them at the age that they are, being so young, not to fully understand it? It was a lot for us to move, knowing what we felt and the magic that we felt and the peace of mind that we got, exploring a new world, a new country. We don't know anything besides what we're doing of researching and Googling. So it was just a matter of taking that leap of faith and trusting that it felt good.
You are literally, and again, keep in mind we did it with the family, so it was like taking blind steps. Yes, we had planned and everything to the T, and we're just like, you know, crossing our T's, dotting our I's, and all of that. But it still was that sense of like you're just blindly taking steps of faith, and I think how we overcame it was
I cannot see. I'm legally blind.
over time. You know, things get better over time in terms of like practice. We just had to face the fear of taking the steps, even though not everything was figured out. We still took steps anyway. That's how we overcame it, was continuously taking steps that we did not know exactly what route it was going to take us, but we did it anyway.
And I honestly think people have to understand that there's a difference between talking about something and doing it. And there's a lot of people that may come across this video and you may still be so nervous or you may still be so scared, but I hope there's something that we can say, or I hope there's something that we can inspire you to just trust that intuition that you already have, and trust the things that are around you. And And they don't teach us to relax. They teach us how to go, go, go. Costa Rica may not be the place for you. It could be anywhere, but I hope whatever that place is for you, it teaches you or it gives you that type of security that we don't always get from our
The
home
States.
country.
Yeah, the States. Not to sound like we're bashing the U.S., but definitely bashing a lot of the ideals and the systems.
I feel like our relationship evolved during the process of us relocating by stepping into a portal that we already tapped into within ourselves from our first time coming here. I feel like we returned back to our safe place. Like it got back comfortable, it got back familiar. And you know when you hear, when you know,
Yeah.
when you step into a room and you say this feels good, this energy, it feels warm or it feels inviting. For us, our relationship, we stepped into another level of trust.
Yeah.
He had to trust me and I had to trust him, and we had to trust each other to be able to, you know, uproot our entire family and essentially move to another country that speaks a different language. The family did not know.
When you do something like leave your home country and move, like uproot in its entirety, your entire family, that involves so much of what we spoke of earlier, which is the unknown,
Yeah.
where you have to depend on yourself and your unit in a way that you may have never done before. Tapping into skills that you may not even have realized that you had, because you are on the physical side, the scientific side. You are creating new neural paths in the brain. You are having to relearn living all over again. And so I think it was and has been beautiful for our growth, our development as a team, as a unit, as a couple on this twin flame journey. You know what I mean? It has
That's a whole nother episode.
That's a whole nother episode.
We just want to welcome y'all to
Yes. Oh man.
everybody has to adjust anytime you move. You could have moved within the states, and I feel like you'd have to adjust to the laws in this state versus the law in the state that you came from, right? So I feel like it's fair to say that any move you make in life, especially if you're elevating to a higher level, you're going to have to adjust. The main thing I feel we had to adjust and learn, there's no rush, and time doesn't exist. I've never felt non-guilty for relaxing. I've always been on go, go, go. You know, those that know us know that we're both musicians and we're both in the industry, and we still took that time to say, yes, this piece is way more priceless. This peace of mind is way more valuable. This is the true currency. And
It was
so
a priority.
absolutely, it still is and will always be. We understand the fast life. We understand the glitz and the glam. We understand the red carpet, and we've been there. And we can always come back to it. But what we did not have was the consistency of the peace of mind. So
Peace wasn't a priority.
I think the biggest thing that we had to adjust to was not feeling guilty to relax, or being okay with pura vida, which is a saying here that is pure life.
To feel settled when you are used to
The rat race.
always on go, and coming to a place that is, you know, the juxtaposition, like this almost really complete opposite.
Yeah.
It forces you in a beautiful way
To appreciate time.
to appreciate your own understanding of time, the relaxation of the nervous system.
There's no rush. And I think that it sounds easy, it sounds really small, but those that know, if you're here once again, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know exactly what we're saying when you go to a vacation, but you know in your mind you're only there for 7 days. So it's like you even rush on a vacation. If you think about it, think about how many people that rush on a vacation with all the excursions they're trying to pack in on 3 days or 5 days. So
You might take like 1 day where you stay in the room, you know, in the cabin, or, you know,
and it just
in
never
the
gets
Airbnb or
old.
whatever day type deal, versus
Moving abroad individually changed my outlook, specifically on the fact that just the rushing, and that for me, that's always been my thing that I had to focus on, and not want to miss this moment and not want to miss this event, to get here and to have the balance. Balance is something that you either get at probably a very, very older age, or you don't get it at all. And to have balance at such a sweet, youthful age, it's a beautiful feeling, because I feel like we have so much time ahead of us. I feel like we have so many more experiences versus essentially figuring out when it's too late. So the outlook on life for me has truly made me embrace and enter my soft girl era. Feel whatever it is that I need to feel, not brush it under the rug or just bypass it. No, it truly made me tap into my feelings.
Yeah.
It felt like a safe place. It feels like a safe place.
I can agree with that for sure. I think that specifically Costa Rica, it feels like there's something in the air that is just constantly reminding you to take your time. You can heal. Such a simple thing, very, very significant, to feel like you can, it is okay. And just breathing and taking your time with yourself that you do individually is powerful for the unit.
Absolutely.
And I feel like Costa Rica has just reconfirmed our joining and reconfirmed our vision well before we even came here. And it's just reconfirming since we've been here. It's not a sidetrack. If anything, it feels like an alignment, both individually and as a unit. It feels like alignment at laser.
It's like we have an audience. Did you know there's 923 species of birds in Costa Rica? I didn't even know there was that many sounds. I need to get a book. What is your favorite part about being out here?
I think the main favorite part is feeling like I have the space to heal. Whatever past traumas, whatever habits or whatever, I think that's my favorite part. It has been pretty dope to get expat friends in Costa Rica and connect with them in a way that has only happened in bits and pieces throughout all the time of living in the US, and to come to another country and to connect on such a pure and genuine metaphysical platform, if that or medium. It kind of has re-sparked that feeling of belief in humanity. In the US, you kind of lose that for sure with all the systems, and it's divide and conquer over there.
Yeah.
And to
it's like crab on the
yeah,
bucket, they tear
it's
one
not,
after another down.
It's not really genuine. A lot of smoke and mirrors within the system translates into the relationships that you have with the people there. And to come somewhere else and meet people from your past place and leave a potluck and feel like, thank you. From the bottom of your soul, really feel full after leaving an event. Versus in the States, we leave an event and be like,
Oh my God, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the?
ready to get home, ready to turn down, and we leave one out here, and it's like, if you do feel tired, it's one of the best reasons for being exhausted. You know what I mean? You smiled so much, or you just you just feel full.
What is you doing, baby?
You want to know one of the most interesting things that I didn't even think about when we made the transition was a community. And for some people that's very important, but for us and our lifestyle, I felt like it was important for us to get our peace. I felt like it was important for us to get our space, because we are always entertaining. We're always in somebody's face, and although we love it and it's our passion, but I felt like for us it was our priority to have our peace And we didn't even think about communities. We didn't even search to find a home or a location based on communities. But we did stumble upon some wonderful Facebook groups. And they have been the key to a lot of things for us. So much that they even inspired us to... Can't be in Costa Rica without being attacked by a bug while you're in the middle of filming. You know, we were so thankful for these groups that it became overwhelming. We made notes after notes after notes, you know, trying to prepare and get all of our questions asked and things like that. But the communities and the support from it was very inviting. The new friends that we found before we even moved here, I feel like we already had friends before we even came here based on just the support that we had from the groups. And then once we actually got here, and we did take some time. We took some time to ourselves, you know, I would say like, what, 3 to 6 months, almost a year before we decided that, like, okay, we've detoxed all of that, you know, bad energy. We've adopted and adapted to the way of pure life. And then when we started going out and we started mingling with the different people that we've met on the groups, and we started getting involved with the different chats, this country is the country that keeps giving. I will just say that, because we were pleasantly surprised with the like-minded people, the warm invitation, because we are all essentially a potluck. We all have come from different places, but we are all essentially looking for the same goal, a peace of mind. And I don't care how much money you have, you can't buy that. Not even you can't always buy that.
The culture is very different in a number of ways. So there's a saying here, pura vida. Pura vida. It translates to pure life in a general sense, but they use pura vida for pretty much everything. It's a greeting.
What's up, you know, or
What's
thank
up,
you.
or thank you. But one of the main things about it is, you know, they shrug off things that we normally in the States are like,
It's like they're allergic to stress out here. If that's the thing.
They don't really allow things to work them up like that. Like the culturally, they are, as a hive mind, they are generally tranquilo. They are chill, for real. They take the pura vida too hard.
I think we get away, and we have gotten away from a lot of traditions, you know, your Christmas and your 4th of July. I think that another important thing for us and our family, and what we wanted to instill with our legacy, is, you know, closeness. I really appreciate how close in family they are, and they're just the tradition, like the unity here, you know, and it's understood from a very young age to, you know, the abuelas out here. And so for me, the States, we get away from a lot of traditions. You know, you try to make your own traditions within your household, and you try to keep that up. But as far as like your country supporting you and supporting that union, I didn't feel that in the States. I feel it here. I'm sure you've already come to several different videos, and the videos are going to talk about, you know, the cost of living, the cost of food, and the beautiful attractions, and the nice homes and things like that. That's all great. Those are things you all can Google. But what we want to essentially make sure that is really understood through this message is all of those things are great, but this place for us provides us so much more. For a family of 6, yes, the cost of living is much more affordable than the state. Yes, for the groceries, I mean, like, I love going to farmers market. You know, what's our we play a game. Like, what's the budget? Like, what are we coming home with for like $20 at the farmers market?
Yeah. It's like a whole bag of hefty vegetables and
we've seen some
meat
stock,
and
some
produce.
celery stock, like the whole celery stock.
Carrots, like yeah, for sure.
Huge.
Uber does exist.
And there's another one called Didi. Didi.
Yeah.
Yes, we are giving you some gems that would only actually be in the ebook. So
yeah. Only thing about those, remember when we said that they move on?
take that to heart.
Take it to heart. They do the same thing with Uber. You've never got on an Uber or got on the app on Uber in the U.S. and they are thoroughly passing up on your ride.
But there's a plus side.
Because
when you do get a Didi or when you do get an Uber, here's another gem. Hope you have your notebook.
Bombastic side eye.
make sure you get their contact, because they do work outside of the app, and then they actually appreciate that. One thing about here is they appreciate quality over quantity, and it is not it's not a rush. If they don't want to do it, or if little Susie has a birthday party, we're going to the birthday party,
Right,
versus going and accepting Uber drives on New Year's Eve. So,
and I apologize if I make that sound dramatic with the Uber. Yes, you can get an Uber. Most specifically in San Jose, it's really not the pricing is good, but again, it's Pura Vida, so they don't move on the same kind of time that you may be used to in the U.S. is what I'm saying.
Another flip side is
Transit.
If you have children,
Yes.
we did not get a vehicle immediately when we came here, because like we said, we wanted to detox, we wanted to rest, and we wanted to be essentially, we wanted to cater back to ourselves. We wanted to pour back into ourselves from everything that we felt we were giving out to the wrong people and to the wrong things. And so when we got here, we did learn easily that it's normal to have drivers for your children, to come pick them up from your house and to take them to school. It's perfectly fine. Essentially becomes, a family. We had some amazing people that we met that way. And like I said, it's a community. So, if you're a person with bad energy and bad juju, please don't come out here. Once you do wrong, it spreads, So, do right by people, and the alignment will do right by you. I appreciate also how safe the buses are out here.
Yeah. You can literally put your children, because they don't have, in a general sense, like a public bus system, not in the general areas that we have experienced. However, it's totally safe for your children to get on the actual city bus, and if the school goes by that route, or you find a bus that does go by the school, you can totally do that.
And they also have private buses as well too.
And they do. The Ticos spend their free time a lot of the times just chilling with the family, out on the front porch, out in the yard, cooling in the streets, talking, laughing, playing some music. Part of the way of life here.
You know how you have to schedule free time, or schedule like relaxation in the States? Or if you actually had a calendar and you're like, okay, this 30 minutes I'm going to relax, or this is going to be my 15-minute breathe time. We have to schedule those. We essentially are making appointments for us to do something that we are born to do, which is relax and breathe and meditate. We are not, I don't think, designed to just be born to just be stressing, worry. No, which is why there's Blue Zone here in Costa Rica, in the Nicoya Peninsula, where you have
Centennials.
Yeah, where they live over 100 years old.
Like the average is hitting 100 plus.
You take that mixed with what you already feel and what it already does for you, wherever that place may be for you. Free time doesn't have to be scheduled in like it has to be scheduled in.
Yeah, I've said that in a number of conversations before, where we're realizing in the States you had to prioritize peace.
Yeah.
Which was very difficult to do. Where it's quite the opposite here.
It sounds so crazy saying that now, though.
Yeah,
but it was so normal then.
Yeah, now you don't prioritize peace. It just is a part of the equation of things.
It also allows you, when those things happen that you think is slowing you down or getting you off, it actually allows you to be like, oh, Pura Vida, well, we'll get to it, and obviously that saved me from this, or there was a reason why this happened. It truly makes you tap into everything happens for a reason.
Oh, facts.
That's a whole nother.
Yeah.
It's a whole nother video.
If you're coming from the States, moving to this country, one of the first things I would advise to do is try to let go some of the ideals that you may have. Your expectations. The U.S. has certainly conditioned us to have a significant amount of expectations that
really don't hold that much of significance.
That don't have significance, and they're nothing to attain. And you'll realize that very quickly coming here. Is, I guess you can say, a culture shock.
What are you seeking? What do you want the country to yield? What do you want to get out of it?
Mm-hmm.
Are you comfortable where you're at in life? Are you truly at peace? What does peace look like to you? Mm-hmm. What does the happiness look like for you? Because for us, this is what it looks like. This is what it feels like. And who knows? This may not even be our last stop. is freedom for us.
For real, for real.
And if that's your word, and if that is your goal, you're on the right path.